Hello, hello, and I think we are live. And look who I have today. There's Ben Perry with me today, and he did a little dance that nobody saw because I put myself up. But sure, well, you missed it and missed it. I saw it, and that's all. That's all that matters. Guys, welcome. I don't know if anyone is watching us just yet, but this is welcome to our replay people that we now seem, everybody seems to call replay people. Replay people. Thank you, Bobby Donacruz. That was great. Today, I am here, and for those people who don't know me, but you know what, you're on my timeline, you should all know me. I am Julia Stapleton, and I am an organic and authentic marketer, and I teach people how to master online technology and how to be authentic in their marketing. And who is the better person for me to talk about this than Ben Perry himself? And Ben is an organic secrets of organic marketing master. He's like a gatekeeper, and he's an authentic marketer himself as well, and also a filmmaker. And this list just goes on. I'm just going to pass you on to Ben to introduce himself. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Juliet. Thank you for having me on your show.
You're very welcome. I'm delighted to have you on the show. Just for those people, I'm sure that I would say 99% of my friends know who you are. But if there's just one there that needs you in their lives now, will you please introduce yourself?
Thank you. My name is Ben Perry, and I host a Facebook group called Organic Marketing Secrets. I help people generate organic engagement on Facebook. I also help them really figure out their positioning and their offer when it comes to really getting things out and being a authentic version of yourself that allows people to connect with you by being yourself. And by using a few key principles, then you can follow those principles, and then you'll have a lot more people engaging with you on your Facebook posts.
This is brilliant. This really does resonate with me as well. I am with the marketing. I started doing something online just recently. You know, I had my digital marketing agency here offline for a good while, but this is something that really didn't sit well with me. Connecting to people and sort of selling your stuff, you know, imposing on people. I find that this is a real, I don't even know how to put it in words. It's wrong, and it's spammy, and it's salesy. And when you start showing your personality, when you start showing who you really are, you just get a completely different reaction to that, don't you? One question I have for you before I go into a little bit into the authentic part, why Facebook for you, Ben?
Well, Facebook was just the thing that I was using, really. I haven't really done a whole lot with Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat. Really, I've found a lot of success on Facebook, and I have really connected with a lot of really awesome people, entrepreneurs, consultants, people who are coaches and mentors. And it was all through Facebook. And so this was the platform that I really used. I didn't know how to do the thing that I was doing until, I had to learn myself. And so because I had to learn myself, then that's why I really chose Facebook.
Okay, Grant. And what was your story on Facebook when you decided that you're going to market it on Facebook? Did you ever even try going through the Facebook ads, or was it always organic for you?
No, I tried with I've done some Facebook ads, and I didn't have that much success with it. I really didn't have an understanding of the Facebook ads, so that's nothing against paying traffic, but for me, I just didn't have the money to put towards having an ad spend for marketing. So I really had to bootstrap myself. And before I started teaching marketing, organic marketing on Facebook, I really just did my thing. Didn't know that there was anything really special to it. I just knew, hey, I want to be able to get in front of more people. I want to be able to create content that resonates with people, and I want to be able to do it effectively. There was one piece that was missing for a very long time that it's so obvious that it's like out of your awareness. And to me, I didn't know how to turn those people into really people that were paying me. I didn't really make a whole lot of offers. I didn't know how. And so through the process of learning myself, plus hiring a few other people to kind of teach me, like, all right, so like, can you give me like north, south, east, west? Am I cold? Am I high? Like, what's going on? I was able to really develop a strategy and then use that strategy in order to help myself.
Okay, well, that's interesting because this is something that a lot of people are at that stage of when they don't know and they're kind of looking for direction and they're looking for something. How important was for you to get mentorship in your at that stage in your life? Would you have done it yourself if you didn't have any mentorship?
I mean, I would have. It would have taken me a lot longer to really figure things out. I knew right out the gate when I first started this that I needed to hire somebody that had the results that I wanted, and then hire them to teach me, hey, where can I go? What can I do? Because a lot of times these coaches and mentors, they have something or they know something that can really, really help you on your journey. And I knew that, number one, I needed to hire mentors. And number two, I needed to go surround myself with as many of those people that had the results that I was looking for as possible. So that meant going and surrounding myself by people online and immersing myself in the mindset, the language, the actions, how they think, all of those things that weren't normal to me at first, but then I gradually became accustomed and normalized to this kind of higher level standard that these people were holding themselves to. So that definitely helped me.
But that would take a lot of time. So you'd have to spend literally, 18 hours a day on Facebook. How did you cope that? How did you find the life balance with that?
I didn't spend 18 hours a day on Facebook. You really don't have to spend that much time. Like when people go, oh, I don't want to spend all my time on Facebook. It's really, you're not spending all of your time on Facebook. However, if you do want to generate organic engagement so that you can sell your product and or service, then I think it makes sense to spend at least a good 5 to 6 hours either on Facebook or creating content for Facebook, because essentially Facebook becomes the vehicle through which you serve your business. So if you don't take your business seriously, then sure, you don't need to be on Facebook very much. But if Facebook is the place that you get prospects, then it makes sense. And then also, if you enjoy what you do, that time just kind of naturally passes. And it's always the discipline, right? Because there's so much shiny stuff on Facebook. Oh, look at this cat video. Oh, this is something.
That's
cool.
Right. That you're like constantly distracted. Anything, I start watching a video and even, I swear, no matter how valuable the information is, I find myself getting distracted, either opening something in a new tab or just constantly getting distracted on Facebook at least 5 times, let's say in 15 minutes. And that's really bad.
Yeah.
So then,
well, there's different apps and stuff for that, but I typically have solved that issue. There's actually 2 things. Number one is you want to see more of the people that you really resonate with, and you want to see less of the people that you don't resonate with. Typically, these are the negative people. Typically, these are people that are constantly, and it doesn't matter how they view the world, they view the world in a very negative slant. And I just don't want to see that. I can still help them, I can still be friends with them, but I'll unfollow them so they don't show up in my timeline anymore. They don't show up in my newsfeed. And secondly, I click on, there's an option on Facebook called See First. If you go to their profile, it says default, and then if you click on default, it says See First. And if you see first on the people that you really want to connect with, you want to make sure that you always see their posts, then that ensures that you only get the best content. And so you get up to 30 slots that you can have in your see first, and they can be both personal profiles or business profiles. But those 30 people, I find, I rotate them out every couple of months. sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm good with this person. Let me rotate it out for somebody else that's new, that's really awesome, that I'm learning a lot from. And that's the way that I tend to kind of weed out the bright, shiny objects that could distract me.
Yeah, that's right. I do the same thing. I go in and I unfollow people who are either, they could be nice people. They not necessarily are not negative people, but, I am just had enough of motivational quotes, and that's just how it is, So this is important. And this is a good advice, actually, for anyone who finds themselves being distracted, is to just go and select your audience. And that should be the audience that inspires you first and foremost. Well, there is one question we have here from Lena, and I'm going just to show you. So Lena is saying, right now I'm doing a lot of local business, but I want to build a list for future online offerings. Not sure where to start. I'm a newbie. Can we advise anything to her?
Well, if I would go and sign up for an email autoresponder kind of program. I don't know what the software is called, but you've heard of MailChimp, you've heard of Aweber, these things where you can build a list using these, these certain resources. For a long time, I resisted it because it seemed like it was overwhelming. It seemed like it was too much. And I'm just like, okay, whatever, I don't want to do that. But I made a really huge mistake by doing that, because there were so many people that really resonated with what I was saying. And they would say, this is awesome, Ben, but I had no way to keep in contact with them. So there's a couple of different ways you can do this. Number one is, if you are not primarily online, then if you have a business where people sign up with you, then you say, hey, leave your email. I'll add you to my email list and you can get our newsletter. When people say yes to that, you can add them, and then now you have contact with them. Secondly, set it up online and then have it to be where you post a valuable post, or if you have a Facebook group, you say, hey, here's the free handout or the free resource that I'm going to give you, the free ebook, whatever it is, so that they say, yep, I want this free resource. I'm going to give you my name and email address so that you can keep in contact with me. These are people essentially saying, yes, I want to hear from you. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it to build a list? I'd say 11. Because here's why. Facebook, I can teach you all of the things in order to generate engagement on Facebook, but what happens if Facebook goes down? What happens if Facebook decides to shut your account down? What if they decide that they don't like what you're doing? They have the full right and power to just block you and completely take away your access.
That's right. No notice. Just like that. You can just wake up to a blank page. That's right. I know it's a story. Yep.
Exactly. So if you have an email list and you say, hey, guess what happened to me? I got my account shut down. You're still able to communicate to your audience. And that's huge. Like, it's a really big deal.
But I think as well, to add to that, if you are sending the newsletters or emails, you should be consistent with that. You either have to decide to do it daily or weekly or monthly, whatever you feel comfortable with. You might start it not so often if you haven't done this, but consistency is the key in my experience. For example, Ben is writing he's sending his emails every day, and they're quite personal, and I enjoy reading them. And I'm subscribed to something like 200 different newsletters. I have this application called unroll.me, and it tells me I think I unsubscribed from that application already, but it still tells me I have something like 160 subscriptions that I haven't even looked at. And that's just on one email account. And the only emails I read, and this is no kissing the ass or anything like that. I'm just telling you, the only emails I read are Ben's, because they're personal. They always have some sort of like a serious point in them that I really relate to. And sometimes there are days when this keeps me going, or brings me to the next level. So be yourself in your emails as well. Sending out emails, it doesn't mean that you have to send out pictures of your products. Just be yourself. And then at the end of the email, you can stick a couple of products in. Why not? Because you have to sell something. We're not doing this just for fun, unless you are. That's a different story. What I really like, Ben, about you, another thing, I'm going to be talking now, what I like about Ben Perry, I love that you are testing things that are coming out and you're just going in and you're doing the live tests. I really, really love them. The first one that I've seen was actually 2 months ago. There was a day that I've tried in my life. I tried a VR set the first time. If anyone had that experience, have you tried it? Have you tried, Ben? No. It's mind-blowing. No. I'm 40 years old, and I was in the Lawnmower Man movie because it was just mental. I was just, don't know, my life's changed at that moment. And I went downstairs and I went on Facebook, and there is Ben Perry testing out the split screen live Facebook from the iPhone, and and I was actually I have an Android phone, so I couldn't join anyway, but I wasn't even in a position to join because my head was like this, and I said, okay, look, I'm not dressed. And then invited Amy Bernier, who was here on my Easy Chat a couple of weeks ago. And that's how I met both of them. But it was really, really fun to see. Not only you're getting to know what this feature is, and then you're getting to really hate eye products because they're the ones that are getting all the goodies, it seems. But anyway, and then I also got a new friend, Amy, who we jumped straight after that. We jumped on a call, and I got to know an amazing person who lives 1,000 miles away from me. I'm here in Ireland. She's in Baltimore. You're in Orlando, aren't you?
Yes.
Is it warm there?
It was very warm.
But
I'm inside, so I have the AC, so it's good.
It's 12 degrees Celsius here, guys. It's August. Irish summer is just really bad. This year is awful. So I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. If anyone can just convert there very quickly so I don't get distracted converting it, we will tell. But it is very cold. It's basically something that should be like end of September, October kind of temperatures in the place where you have 4 seasons. You know, here we don't. We have like an autumn all the time. So it doesn't get very warm. And I was thinking to myself, at 7 o'clock, I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to ask you about the weather and the heat. Look, let's talk about one more thing that I really liked. A couple of days ago, you posted a post. I'm going to read it out. It said, "The universe moves for the deed and not the doer." What did you mean? What does it say?
So I wish I could take credit for that, but it's an anonymous quote. But the universe moves for the deed and not the doer is something that I have had posted up on my wall sometimes, posted up on my whiteboard, and it reminds me that it doesn't matter how good of a person I am. It doesn't matter what good intentions that I have. It doesn't matter what struggles or frustrations I'm going through. The universe moves for the deed, not the doer. So it's really about action. So how much action have I taken? How much action have I done in order to generate the results that I'm looking for? Because while I believe in an infinite source, the universe, source energy, all those things, whatever it is that you feel to call the indescribable, I know that if I don't do something to back up my belief in that I'm going to receive, then the universe doesn't care. The universe will give it to a really, maybe what we would call a bad person or a person that is not moral, but if they've done the work, then they're going to get the results. Does that make sense? So the universe moves for the deed and not the doer.
That makes sense, absolutely. Actually, it's very interesting that we're talking about taking action right now because yesterday we had the full moon and there's also an eclipse. I think it was a lunar eclipse last night as well. This is now, according to some sources, is the most actionable time of this year, which is this year in numerology is the year 1, new beginnings. So this is the time to start to plant your trees, to plant your seeds for something that you want to manifest. And right now, from today till the 22nd of August, we have this doorway between the 2 eclipses that we can manifest whatever we want for our future. So taking action right now is so important, and everything that we've been, accumulating during the year. And this year, well, for me personally, it was absolutely amazing. I could definitely feel the energy of year one. But this 2 weeks now, and I don't know how about you guys, I know a lot of people were saying, oh, it's a crazy week, but it's actually, this is what it is. So go out there and take action right now on whatever you've collected. And what happens when you take that action? Funnily enough, straight away you get clarity, I find, in my experience.
Yeah, a lot of clarity comes when you start.
That's right.
When you commit to starting too. Clarity doesn't come before you start. Clarity comes after you start. It's like trying to light up. Hi, Yvonne. It's trying to light up a fire, right? Without putting any logs into the fireplace. Like, you got to go first. And this is something that I talk about. So there was something else. Oh yes, one of the mindset shifts that I use sometimes is, sometimes I'll wake up, and today it's August 9th, and I might say, what if today was January 1st? What if this was the beginning of the year? Or sometimes I might say, hey, yeah, Landon, go first, buddy. Sometimes I might say, you know what? If I've got 5 more months left of the year, how can I knock this sucker out of the park? What can I do in order to knock this out of the park? And it gives me a rush. It gives me a sense, because 2017 is not over. 2017 has a lot more that can happen. For anybody who's ever been through a lot of different experiences in their life, you know that change can happen like that.
Oh, yeah.
So there's also like a gestation period where you say, I'm going to direct my life this way. I was headed this way, but now I'm headed this way. And you keep going. And then all of a sudden, it seems like you see all the results just kind of dump on you. Yep. And then it just falls on an avalanche. You get an avalanche of abundance. You get an avalanche of either people that owe you money will pay you money. Either you start seeing success, you start seeing new followers, whatever it is for you. And you will wonder where it's been this entire time. It will come with such magnitude and such force that you're like, and it's usually at the point when you feel like you're going to give up. When you feel like you just want to throw it in, you're going to get something, and you're going to be like, I knew it! I knew it! Yes!
Oh my God, I can really, really relate. And I can add, listen, 18 years ago, we had the year with the energy exactly like this year, and if you remember 18 years ago, if you're old enough, you might find a lot of correlation, which I did. In my personal life, it was mind-blowing year, because I got married and I immigrated and I never came back I left Estonia, and I wanted to leave for a couple of years, 3 years. I was saying, I'm going to leave. My friends were all tired of listening to me talking about it. And you know what? It only happened within literally probably 2 weeks. The 2 weeks, one email, and there was the door opened. And that's what happened. At the moment when I got married and settled down and rented an apartment, and completely, I was, good job, everything. And then there was this door, and then you could just go, you were free. So it's exactly what you're saying, Ben. It's the moment when you sort of give up on something. Because if you're looking for something too desperately, that also pushes it away. You need to trust that it's coming. You need to stop being desperate about things, I think. So this is how this year is fantastic. Guys, take advantage of that. I'm telling you, some amazing things are happening. Ben, thank you so much for joining me. I am just delighted to have had you. And we have a few people that joined us, and I need to acknowledge that there's Landon Porter is here and Lena Medja is here. We answered her question. Yvonne Ford and Steve Carr. Hi, Steve. And Joy. Idris, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm so bad. Guys, thank you very much for being with us tonight. And yes, Ben?
Well, I was going to ask if they have any questions when it comes to organic engagement that I might be able to answer.
Okay, well, let's give them a couple of minutes. But we will see, because I think that we had one question there from Lena, but we answered that. So guys, if you have any questions, please pop them down while we're sitting here and talking about, well, there's something else we can talk about. We were testing out a new software yesterday. And
Cupcakes! Yes! Sorry, I got excited at Kay's.
Oh my gosh, Kay! Kay and her cooking, she always posts something. I always feel very hungry when I read her posts. I love food, and it's just a tease. But I wanted to ask you about the this new software that you were testing out yesterday, the Ecamm Live. How did you find it? Like, I was looking at your broadcast, and somebody else was also testing it as well at the same time almost. And there was a big difference because you were using a really good camera. But now that everybody is using video, you know, it's becoming a really common platform, and it's a good platform to deliver your message because you can really show your real self. But as a filmmaker, would you say that this new setup is going to separate you now from the boys completely, you know, because you look on a different level on that?
Well, having a good camera is one thing. Having that depth of field where, you know, this is in focus and then everything back here is kind of blurry, you know, that's a shallow depth of field. That's the creamy look that everybody's looking for. But more so to the point, you really want to have excellent lighting. I had my desk turned to where I had a solid background, so that I didn't have all this in the background, right? Because my girlfriend likes to be able to walk through, and she doesn't want to get, she doesn't want to, interrupt.
Can't blame her. Yeah, it's live.
So we've put up this, this kind of gold curtain here, and but the windows are right here, and I want to take advantage of the natural light that's falling in. So you can have the best camera in the world, but if you're in a dungeon and there's no light down there, and even if it's like, unless you have some really high quality lighting, it's going to look really, really bad no matter what kind of, camera that you have. So good camera, good lighting. And then once you get the camera, you don't even need a really expensive camera. I have a film degree, so I have a little bit of knowledge on this. So it's really about the lens. You've got to have a really good lens. And I recommend a 24 millimeter lens. Whether you have a Nikon, a Canon, whatever it is, 24 millimeters is enough to where it's wide enough to capture everything. And then you can get that level of both clarity and crispness and having the light shine on you in just the right way, and then having the audio. Audio is huge too, because if you don't have good audio, people will bounce.
That's true, because yes, if you have a little bit of something wrong with your video, that's okay. But if something's wrong with your audio, people will definitely fall off. They won't listen. We have a question actually from our Baking Gorilla Kay Mears. And Kay's asking, I've been engaging on my business page quite a bit and still don't get interaction back. Should I simply just focus on my personal page, or should I go about getting people to come to my business page? That's a great question, actually.
I would focus on your personal page. The business page is not going to see as much love unless you pay for it. In fact, Facebook shows your personal post. Facebook gives your personal posts an 800 times advantage than when you post on your business page. That's just a fact. Facebook wants you to pay for Facebook ads if you're posting to your business page. If you want to get the organic reach on your business page, it's not impossible, but that's what's going to happen unless you have something that goes viral. Unless you have something that goes viral on your business page, and then that'll take off all on its own. But for the most part, I would focus on the personal page. I'm not saying completely forget about your business page, but I would direct a lot of your attention to your personal page, because your personal page is where you're going to attract more people by you reaching out and creating relationships, by you putting out really great content. That's really what's going to help you. So not getting interaction on your business page is not a new thing. Organically, using the tactics that I teach inside of Organic Marketing Secrets will definitely help you. But as a principle, organic engagement is going to take you longer. However, good things happen when you do it right. So you can get something like a flash in the pan and get a lot of success, quote unquote, followers and stuff right now, or you can build it organically. And as you build it out organically, you're going to see that people are more committed, people are more engaged, and you'll call your 1,000 true fans. So when you get your 1,000 true fans, really that's all you need in order to sustain a lifestyle that you decide that you want to have. And it all starts with you posting authentically, you posting when you were inspired on your personal page. And I don't know a single person that's not inspired by cupcakes. So Kay, I would totally just continue to focus in on that.
That's a great advice. That's right. In my experience, because I work with a lot of with a lot of companies, and I do digital marketing for them, the business pages, especially if you have the business service-based business, are often very quiet. I wouldn't actually worry about it too much, but you populate that with your offers, and this is a place of business for you. This is like your office, but people are still working with you. If you're working with somebody and you go in and you have a session, you'd always talk a little bit about personal. The more you know each other and the more you know about each other, there's going to be always this bit of a personal thing. And it's the same on Facebook. It works exactly the same. Facebook page is your office. Your personal page is you. Group is like you go to the bar and you hang out with people, or you go to the club or nightclubs. And that's how I see it, And when you understand that, you don't get worried about people not coming to your office and they're coming into you. Because at the end of the day, we're still, as Ben said, we're building relationships, aren't we? So this is what is much more important than anything else. But do get yourself in groups with like-minded people, because that will give you a good boost and inspire you what to post and how to do it. And, definitely join Ben's group. Ben, just if anyone doesn't know, tell us about your group.
I noticed that Landon asked a question here. I was going to see if I could answer that. Did you see it?
Yes, I think I saw it, yes, but I forgot to ask you. Sorry. I am sorry. I'm like squirrel. I told you I'm getting distracted.
Well, I'll answer Landon's question, and then I'll answer this other question. Actually, Kay just said it helped me grow my page. Oh, my organic page. I completely understand. Awesome, Kay. So Landon asked, where do you start to get organic engagement? It's a loaded question, really, because it's before you can implement a strategy, you have to have a core concept, okay? And that core concept is, what is the problem that you solve? What problem do you solve? And who do you solve that problem for? Without those two things, it's going to be really hard to tell you a strategy for organic engagement. That's where to start. What's the problem that you solve, and who do you solve it for? And the more specific that you can get, the more you'll find success. So there's this book called Deep Ocean Strategy, I think, or Blue Ocean Strategy, okay? And the concept is that in a blue ocean, Landon, is where a lot of people that are fishing in that blue ocean. But what happens is that somebody will come up with a niche, and then other people will see that person getting all the fish from this blue ocean. So everybody goes into this blue ocean, and now the ocean turns red. It's oversaturated. It's like, oh my gosh, like, where do I move? I can't move. So you want to find a blue ocean somewhere else that doesn't have a whole lot of people there. You don't want to be the best at what you do. You want to be the only one that does what you do. So go create a niche. Find the niche, okay, that's not being served. For me, I noticed that there wasn't a whole lot of people talking about organic engagement, marketing organically. There's a lot of people that are going to teach Facebook ads, and they make a lot of money. I'll tell you why they make a lot of money, because people like the quick and easy. They want to be able to just throw money at it, give me a return on investment, damn it, and let me be on my way, and let me live my life where I don't have to focus on that. But here's a news flash. Generating organic engagement takes time. generating organic engagement also means that you have to give a damn. So by you figuring out where you're going to start with your organic engagement, go find a niche that's not being served and serve to those specific people. I serve the people who don't have a whole lot of money to put into Facebook ads. They don't have deep pockets to throw towards that to get 900,000 gross revenue, but they invested like 1.3 million. It's like, okay, so how much did you actually make? Oh, you made 150,000 really net? That's not really that much. It looks good when you talk about the big numbers, but what I'm teaching is, how about I teach you the organic strategies to start, to bootstrap yourself, and then once you've really got a killer organic marketing strategy going, sprinkle a little bit of money on that through paid advertising, and you're going to see fireworks. So that's the long version of where do I start with organic engagement.
Long and passionate. English is my not first language. You can see that. But I wanted to add something about the ads as well. You're right. A lot of people are going for quick and easy, and they don't want to put time. But as far as in my experience, a lot of advertising on Facebook and on Google is throwing money away. Especially when people just go in, they boost their posts and everything. It's too easy to do. You don't need to do much. You just need to click a button or submit and submit your payment. But they don't actually work. They even with the big corporations, the actual return on investments on Facebook ads is not that great. So it's worth it putting time. And it's fun. It's great, especially if you love what you do. And if you don't love what you do, you may be in the wrong place doing a wrong thing. If you don't feel it, the thing, then just don't do it. You're wasting your time and you're wasting your people's time. So I think this is it. This is it. And then Landon is saying plant trees. They pay year after year for a long time. That's right. That's right. And that's what we're talking about. So, well, this was very good chat, but I'm still waiting to hear about your group.
Okay. So Organic Marketing Secrets is a place where you could go to find actionable strategies to increase your organic engagement. And it just so happens that we are going to be holding a 5-day organic engagement challenge for people who want to grow their organic engagement on Facebook. We're going to be talking about how you can generate posts. I'm going to give you a secret that's going to allow you to generate a post that's going to get possibly hundreds of comments, even if you've never posted something like this before. I'm going to give you tactics on how to position yourself so that people see you as the authority. I'm going to share with you things that you can do to be able to spice up your content, get people involved, have them stop scrolling and actually say, hey, this is actually pretty good. Some psychological mindset issues, some things to deal with persuasion, some things to deal with, hey, how do I get somebody to actually come to my thing and to actually give a damn? I have all the marketing budget in the world, but if I don't know how to market, like marketing and sales, if I don't know the marketing part, then I'm really going to be at a disadvantage. I'm going to be teaching a little bit about that as well in this 5-day organic engagement challenge. And my challenge to you is to go through the 5 days and see what happens, see what works for you. And I guarantee that you're going to see a greater increase in engagement by following step by step each day. I'm going to be sharing one thing a day, give you an actionable homework assignment. You don't have to go anywhere because you're going to watch it on Facebook and then post on Facebook. Easy, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then come back and share your results, and you'll see how you're doing, and we're going to build every day until we hit the last day where we're going to celebrate the organic engagement that we've all created. And I'm really interested to see how far and how wide we can make this, because here's the thing. When you have one person that is a fan and they share something, that's great. When you have 10 people, that's even better. But then those 10 people share it out to 10 of their people. Now you've got 100. Those 100 share it out to another 10 people, 1,000, and it creates exponentially like that. And that's what I'm hoping for you.
I'm in. I was just, everything Ben just said, he was looking straight into my eyes. I'm in. I'm definitely going to do this. When I saw this, I thought, oh my God, this is like Christmas game early this year, because this is the stuff you should charge for. And we're getting it, guys, for free. Join the group, join the challenge. We will post the link and it's going to be amazing. If you're serious about marketing yourself organically, do this challenge. It's going to be brilliant. I'm really looking forward for it. Ben, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It was just a value bomb. That's what it was, this chat. So thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for having me on, Juliet.
And thank you to everybody who joined us as well. Guys, have a fantastic evening, morning, daytime, wherever you are. I am just delighted to have such a brilliant global community. And keep on dreaming and take action. This is the most important thing. Thanks a million, guys. Bye. Bye-bye.